Well.
Yo, I move in tranquility, also virility, keep it 100, and I move with fertility, giving birth to all the truth, and the seas is planted, trying to be one of the dopest kings that receive this planet, taking dominion, and I ain't got time for no minions. I just want to make this money, stack my bread up with millions, do this for my children, and do it all for my legacy. Let me see, wisdom, knowledge, long life, and longevity. I'm a king. I'm a king, I'm a king, I'm a king.
What up, man? Y'all already know what it is, man. It's the Virility Kings podcast, VKP. We some kings. You already know what it is, man. So we coming back at y'all with another official video. As you can see in the title, this episode and this podcast is pretty much focusing on New Year's resolution, man. Don't fail your New Year's resolution. Now, one of the biggest reasons why we come up with this energy is because, man, it's so easy to fail the New Year's resolution. You get that big old squad of people. They're like, all right, bet. New year, new me. I'm about to kill this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to break my neck to kill this shit. And, I think a lot of people reach a kind of early demise when it comes to their goals or whatever it is they want to achieve. So we come up with that energy today, man. Tony, how you feeling, brother? How you feeling today?
I am feeling good. I would like to definitely share my points on trying to stick to a plan. This is going to be great.
Hell yeah, man. Because look, without a plan, what is it? I guess they say if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. That's what they say. So, it's definitely a real thing. I can even relate to a lot of these different things with myself. Sometimes I slightly deal with like procrastination. I can't speak for everybody, but sometimes I got to get on my own ass like, all right, man, you're supposed to be working on that workout program, or you're supposed to be working on, doing this, or you got to get your clients together. You know what I'm saying? So we all got our struggles. And obviously, when we get on this podcast, we're coming to just give you guys our perspectives in a humble way. You know what I'm saying? Letting you know that, hey, we human just like y'all, and we're just bringing, things to y'all attention that's helped us. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into it, man. So here's the first thing. If you don't want to fail your New Year's resolution, this is the first thing that you want to step away from, and also something you want to think about in your mind, right? You're treating a marathon like a sprint, okay? You're treating your goal, your resolution for the year, which is a marathon, like a sprint. Yo, Tony, what's your perspective on that, man, in terms of how that could cause people to fail their New Year's resolution, man?
They try to basically have this they take a short-term mentality towards this goal. So they go at it as hard as possible, maybe that. But what they want is the longevity of a lot of these goals. They want to make this a lifestyle change. So instead of you just trying to crash yourself into a new diet or a new program per se, maybe it's a good way to take it slow. I don't want to say that too much because I'm a guy I like intensity, but it's like you got to take it slow and make it a step by step, day by day habitual process. So that way you actually got this these new results going on. Quick story: there was a guy who got he was about to get married, so he was getting ready for his honeymoon. He went to the gym. He was losing weight, his abs and everything got all that super dry pinch level and stuff. So the man did his work. I don't want to knock it. But then after he did the honeymoon phase and whatnot, then he came back. He went back to his typical patterns. So I'm over here thinking, wait a minute. Why didn't you do this over a more long-term basis? I mean, if you want to keep that way, keep it. It's like he did it for that short term. I want to look good for everybody. I can't agree with that. So ignore that. It's like you're going to make this a long-term process, do it step by step, and make these steps something that you're going to have to eventually adapt your habits to.
Yes, man. Listen, I couldn't have said it any better, and I totally agree with that. Like, is so true, guys. And that's a good example of what he used as well too, because it's so easy, especially when it's something that we really, really want for, I guess, self-image reasons. You know what I'm saying? Or if it has something to do with our appearance, if we want to look better, if we want to feel better, it's real easy to get into that mindset of urgency because it's like, yo, I want it right now. I want to feel like fulfilled and whole in this area right now. But in all honesty, it's a marathon. And honestly, I feel like when we don't look at things in that type of mind frame, like marathon, as opposed to a sprint, we start sprinting and we start going fast and everything. And then guess what? We end up, boom, falling right on our damn face. And I think that that's what happens to a lot of people who, have their New Year's resolution. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, bet this year I'm going to do this, that, and the third. And I think that they're super duper excited, which is good. They're pumped up, which is good. But all that energy and that, how should I say it? That anxiousness, it's like anxiety's connected to it. It's like this anxious, like, desire for something that you don't have, which is really like a spirit of lack. And that spirit of lack is what'll give you the negative results. Because you're feeling like, yo, I got to do this right now. I got to do this right away. And honestly, like, that's the biggest thing. Like, I can give y'all an example with myself. One of the things that I really, really wanted to do last year, right? And I didn't achieve this. I didn't achieve it. I was on my way toward it. I was on track, but I was like, all right, bet. I want to make $10,000 a month, right? That was my goal. I was like, before 2021 is out, I'm going to make $10,000 a month. So, I was doing real good in the beginning of the year. I was really on track. You know what I'm saying? I hit my first goal, which was 6, you know what I'm saying? Then I hit my second goal, which was 7. Then I started getting close to 8. And honestly, I just think that a lot of stuff just set in for me, and the analysis of paralysis. Yo, Tony, you know what that is, bro? You know what analysis of paralysis is, bro?
The analysis of paralysis. Or is it the other way? Paralysis of analysis.
That's right. Paralysis of analysis. You're right. But yeah, you're aware of that, right?
It sounds like you're thinking too much about it. You're thinking too much and you just get frozen.
Yes. And that is the epitome of what happened to me. Like, I just got so in my head about it. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because you could be making good progress with what you're trying to do. But like, I got so in my head. I started thinking about everything. I started thinking about my struggles. I started thinking about what I didn't have. And that's what essentially got me to a place where I really just wasn't super enthused or motivated anymore to do it. It just got to a point where I was just like, you know what, man, fuck it. And paralysis of analysis. I literally experienced that. So I'm coming from experience with this shit, y'all. We have to understand and accept that it is a marathon, not a sprint. And things that's worth really living for and things that we could really get and gain, it's better to take your time and walk through the process and enjoy the process and let that be the thing that continuously motivates you because you're making some type of progress, So, yeah, man, I can definitely relate to that joint right there for sure, 100%. All right, so another thing we want you guys to think about, we just got a comment from KC. KC said, hey, Coach Black Superman, what up? What's going on, KC? Salute, man. Glad to have you here today. We're glad to have you, man. And thank you to anybody else who's viewing right now as well. All right, man. So here's the second thing. All right. This is why some people, tend to fail their New Year's resolution. And it's because, they don't believe in themselves or you don't believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? And this is a real big one. Very, very big. But I'm gonna let my man Tony dig into it, man, and give his perspective on, why not believing in yourself could be the reason why you're failing your New Year's resolution.
The lack of self-esteem is one of my little personal crusades. When I hear people downplay themselves so much where they're afraid to do the work, I can't stand it. It's like, why? Why can't you? And it's like, I hear some dudes in the gym, like this older dude. Now, He's older. I would say he's about what, maybe early 60s. But he
Yeah.
wants to. He talked to me a little bit like, yeah, I can't do anything like that. I can't do any weights like you do. I'm like, why not? I'm trying to have a conversation. I'm trying to motivate him a little bit. I'm like, yeah, lift something heavier. You still got it. But he
Sure.
just kind of ran away from me after that point. I'm like, damn, that's just sad. And then today I met this another older man. He was 68 years old. Now, granted, he may not be a power lifter strength type, but the clear difference of his physique versus the other guy was outstanding because he's in there
Mm.
like putting in the work and putting that effort. I heard him today just grunting when he was cranking out his sit-ups. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about. So
Yeah.
so what's the difference between this older male and this older male? Just that self-esteem and willpower. So man, I cannot stand that when people want to talk like they can't do something. I'm like, you see all the other people that have what you don't have, right? What makes them different? The difference is their commitment to the process, their dedication. And that's what you're lacking just because you don't believe in yourself. I'm not saying it's going to be an easy task, and by no means, but you
Mhm.
need to, if you want it that bad, you see that goal, you got to take some steps to it. And that's going to require self-esteem. A couple of my little financial goals, it's like the more I stuck to it, didn't see the finish line, but now I can actually see some glimpse of the finish line, and that just motivated me more. It's like I don't know. Maybe I'm chock full of too much self-esteem. I wish I could just bottle it and sell it myself. I really do. Because I'm like, here, magnum self-esteem. You get yourself on the magnum level. Once you take your magnum, you're doing everything, any and everything.
Yeah. At that point, can't nobody stop you. Like shit. But
Man,
yeah.
self-esteem, man, it's like I don't know how to fix that other than getting your hands dirty. Sometimes you just gotta just smack yourself upside the head and just punish yourself into doing it. Oh, I'm scared. I don't want to. You just no, I don't want it. It's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm telling you, once you just get your hands dirty and just torture yourself for that week or so, you're going, wait a minute, this is actually paying off.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man, for sure. Like I totally agree with that because like honestly, self-belief is so powerful, man. I mean, like on a deeper level. Like honestly, I believe that that's a part of the power that we have as human beings. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like the core of our power and what connects us to our spirit. You feel me? That belief. And whatever we believe about ourselves, we're right. We tend to, create and even cause that to manifest in our lives, whatever we believe. And it's a real serious thing. And I think that that's why a lot of people end up failing the New Year's resolution because they get real hyped up and motivated. But then when they start to sit and think and view themselves, they start thinking about the things that they already believe about themselves or don't believe about themselves. Am I really good enough? Can I really do this? You know what I'm saying? A number of things, man, a number of thoughts, negative thoughts concerning themselves because of their past experiences will cause them to fail. I've been there. Like I've experienced that shit and it's real intense. And whatever we believe about ourselves, we're right. It don't matter if it's negative or positive. So the biggest thing I can say about it, bro, is like understanding that belief comes from a foundational place with every one of us, like all of us. We all developed core beliefs when we were little, when we were younger. And a lot of it had to do with experiences. It had to do with the people that we was around. It had to do with our childhood, being raised up, friends, parents, school, teachers, all this shit, right? And I think a lot of these seeds that were planted starts how we're going to walk in terms of self-belief. It's so crazy, man. It comes from outside of ourselves first. That's why it takes years and years. Well, not even a whole lot of years. It depends on the person, but it usually takes years for us to realize that what we believe internally is what's going to really dictate the outcome of our lives, not what others believe. And with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Like when we don't reconstruct our beliefs, we keep getting the same results. We keep getting the same shit over and over and over again, and we're like, damn, why? So the best thing that I can say right now to anybody listening is whatever negative beliefs that you got for yourself or whatever negative beliefs that we have for ourselves, we got to see if it aligns with what we want out of life. If those beliefs don't align with what we want out of life, then it's time to change those beliefs. Also, if those beliefs come from when we were kids and what somebody said about us, what somebody did to us, or what somebody thinks about us, it's time to change it because they don't know who we really are. Only we do. You know?
A philosopher, I want to say Clifford, that's the name I want to say, but he put a policy out there basically saying that you have to take full responsibility for your beliefs. You have to honestly, what you core believe, take the time to filter through them and see if they're actually worth believing, because you have to take responsibility for your beliefs, because your beliefs dictate your actions. And, you know, for better or for worse, that's what's going to happen. It comes from that belief.
Yes, I totally agree with that, Tony, man. And the biggest thing that I want to tell y'all, and even me, I'm working on it as well, but if we're going to have a New Year's resolution, the first resolution should be, yo, I'm changing what I believe about myself. I'm changing, you know, what I believe about, you know, what I can do and what I'm capable of. I'm changing all of this. Because a lot of the times, man, we be believing shit about ourselves that doesn't even align with truth because we don't even know if it's true or not. Like, we haven't even really seen like how far we could go if we really focused on something. You know what I'm saying? I think that'd be like the biggest issue. Then it comes to a place where it's not that others don't know who we are, but it's also that we don't even know who we are because we haven't really given ourselves a chance to learn fully who we are. Like, the biggest thing for me, honestly, was getting stronger. So this is going to be funny right here, but I think I talked about this on a podcast before, but, you know, I've never like focused on strength ever in my life. Like, I've never said, all right, bet, you know, for this amount of time, I'm going to focus on strength, right? So a lot of the reasons why I didn't do that is because I wanted to focus on aesthetics, or I wanted to cut down to look better, all this cool stuff, but it's not everything. It's not everything. I really learned that and realized that now. I'm really understanding it's good to be strong, look good, be able to perform, whatever. Anyway. I never really got a chance to do it. So in my mind, I would kind of just accept where I was. I was like, oh, well, you know what? Maybe I'm just not as strong as other men. You know what I'm saying? And that's stupid because I never pushed myself to get strong. So once I start changing that stupid belief, I started working on strength. And literally in the last 3.5 weeks, I've upped everything. I've upped my bench press. I've upped my deadlift. I've upped my overhead press. I've upped my squat, all of them, by 40 plus pounds, 50 pounds in a course of 3 weeks.
It's that full plate club right there on that bench press I saw. Hell yeah.
You did. Felt so good, bro. It felt so fucking good, bro, when I hit that shit, because I told you, I think we talked about it last time, and I hit it with reverse band. So I did hit 4 or 5 with the reverse bands, and I did like about 2 reps, but I had never tried it, you know, just with me, you know. So yeah, that was pretty lit. But it just goes to show that's proof, you know. I had to change my belief concerning myself, and I also had to learn my true potential. Like, all right, Kev, it's time to switch up what you're doing, man, so you can really see what you're capable of. So now I know I can make them type of strength gains in that amount of time. Shit. It's going to be a wrap when I really just get focused and say, all right, bet that's what I'm going to focus on. So that's the biggest thing that I could say, man. You know what I'm saying? Self-belief is going to be the biggest thing that's going to help you stick with your New Year's resolution. If you don't believe in yourself, you're literally cutting your own motherfucking neck off. Like, straight up.
Quick story to top off on that. Had this one dude, he's relatively young, early 20s or whatnot. Now, he is a power lifter by his standards because he does all the powerlifting techniques and stuff. And I see him, he's way stronger than what he believes himself to be, because he's over here got the technique in the baseline, and he does that super press for just those few reps. I'm like, dude, why aren't you pushing well above 225 right now? And he's like, no, I don't want to do that. Just this mental block. If you heard his resistance, it's like, it's a mental block, because I'm looking at it. There's no reason why you shouldn't. I kind of coaxed him, I kind of pushed him into doing it. Finally, 2 plates and some, but it was like, but he's so holding himself back. I'm like, why do you not believe in yourself? You're doing the work. You see how fluid it is. Do the work. Just bam, you got it. But I don't know. That's that mental problem he has on himself. I don't know.
Yo, it's a lot of people deal with it, man. I've dealt with it. I think people who have been through a lot of traumas or have had, you know, certain situations with their parents. I think a lot of us can relate on that simply because, you know, when you have some type of discrepancies with someone that you're supposed to trust, you know, it's kind of hard for you to really believe in yourself. You really don't have time to even consider yourself because you're trying to make sure shit's straight with that caregiver. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of us that go through those different things, you know, it takes a while for us to really develop self-esteem and to do a lot of these things. I've made a lot of progress, glory to God, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I can't shy away from the truth. Like I know where I used to be. You know, I was definitely in between, confident but insecure. So I know exactly what that's like. And I think a lot of people could relate to it, bro. Like, I'm sure, Tony, you might have had a time where you might have, like, you already knew you were strong, obviously, but you might have reached a point where you reached a new milestone. You probably was like, well, damn, you know, I didn't realize I was that damn strong, but shit, I am.
To be honest, me when I first started, I had to get over that basic bitch pussy mindset of I don't want to train in front of the other guys because they're already stronger than me. When I got over that, then it was all she wrote. After that point, like, oh wait a minute, if I'm doing this, I'm gonna get stronger, a little faster. This is for football. Got a little tougher in wrestling. I was hooked at that point. I had to get my hands dirty. After I got my hands dirty and saw the effects, it was all she wrote.
And you know, and that's a blessing, man. And that's dope to hear you say that too. But you still was battling something that had to do with your capability, even though you might have been looking externally. It's still kind of tempered your own capability.
I could say I was probably unaware of my own potential. And then it just happened.
Yeah.
It happened.
And that's really what I mean. Like that self-belief, like honestly, yeah, just not being aware too. Like your boy that you was just talking about, he probably really just wasn't aware that he was strong enough to do that. And if you're not aware, then how you gonna believe in something if you're not even aware of it? You know. So I think a lot of people deal with it. And the biggest thing I can say, yo, guys, we have to believe in ourselves. We got to believe in ourselves more than anybody else believe in us, because guess what? They could think whatever the hell they want. You are the person who has to perform. You're the person who got to do what the fuck you got to do. So these people could think whatever the hell they want to think. At the end of the day, what really matters is what you believe. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you ain't gonna do shit.
Correct.
Just like what Tony was just saying too about like his boy. He knew he could see that he was able to do it. He could see that he could probably push more, put a little more weight on there. But if he don't believe it, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So, all right, so we're gonna move on to the next one. So this is a big one. This is actually a big one. We kind of touched on it already, speaking on paralysis of analysis. But pretty much too much thinking, not enough doing. Too much thinking, not enough doing. Tony, man, what's your perspective on this in terms of New Year's resolution and how this could really derail somebody and their goal of accomplishing this?
I think some people, I refer to these motherfuckers as nerds. I don't care who you are. Okay, now I'm not saying nerds by the mere interest. I play my Yu-Gi-Oh! I play Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. So it's about this idea that you're so smart, you're so educated, but then you whip out your smartphone, which we all have access to one. You're the first one to hit up your Google fun facts, and because you'll pull up these fun facts about fitness or any other thing, you think that's good enough. But where's your experience that you can actually demonstrate to other people? I hate it when people do that. I got these fucking nerds trying to talk shit just because I haven't hit 500 pounds yet. Motherfucker, you haven't been in the gym for any amount of time, not even a week. You wouldn't have been in that gym like 3 days in a row if I didn't show up on this scene. So who the fuck are you talking to? I'm serious. And I was serious, man. It's like,
well, you hit that 315 too. Like you just hit the 315. Like who the fuck was you talking to? Like
he's the same punk that wanted to say, well, I need a spot so I know I can do it. You know you can do it if you lift it. Your spotter is there for safety or force reps. Exactly. If he has to put his hands on the bar, that means you can't do it. Not saying you can't work with your spotter or whatever, force reps, but you can't do it. That your spotter had to come in. What? What? Oh man, I'm like the college boy, big brain. Yeah, right. Yeah. Fuck. Shut the fuck up. So he's thinking that he's already got the answers or he's aware of the analysis, but yet he's paralyzed when it comes to fucking doing the work. It's sad. You just want to say this shit just to sound like you belong. I'm like, just stick to what you're good at. You know, throwing your D20 and shit. Get that critical hit. Yo, that's what you do.
Yeah, man. It's a real thing, man. Like I think, man, and I mean, I can definitely relate in terms of just being so in my head about the given situation. And I would consider myself as a visionary. I think that's why I've created a lot of different things and like brands. They may not be big yet, they may not be known yet, but being a visionary does come with those types of things sometimes. Like shit. If I was to talk right now about all my ideas, we'd be sitting here talking for the rest of the podcast, and then after the podcast, we'd still be fucking talking. And I think when we got so many thoughts and so many ideas that we're excited about, I think a lot of them collide and conflict. Especially, I can definitely relate to that. Like a lot of these ideas that I'd be super excited or motivated about, we kind of collide and I'm like, oh, but I want to start on this. Oh, but I want to start on this. Oh, I want to do that. And I think eventually I just be up in my mind trying to figure out which one I'm going to do. And then I don't even start working on any of the shit. And guys, I'm telling y'all, if you are doing a whole lot of thinking, you're going to end up thinking yourself away from doing it, period, man. You're going to end up thinking of ways as to why you shouldn't even do it. Or as to why you're not even capable or you're not good enough to do the shit. And the biggest thing that I can say to y'all is, yo, just go for it. No matter what, just start. Like whatever it is that you're trying to do, whatever your resolution is, just start. Just do that shit. Because when I came up with this podcast, I caught myself in that kind of slight, I don't really want to say stupor, but I just was in this place where I was like, shit, I don't have a studio. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have the microphones that I need. I don't have a co-host, I don't have this. I don't have that. And then I really, really just had to just tell myself like, yo, Kev, stop, man. Stop. Just go for it and just start, man. Just start doing the shit. And like literally, that's the result of the podcast. Like I literally was like, all right, bet. I started thinking about all the shit I didn't have. And I'm like, all right, let me get it. Let me just start. Let me start with what I do have. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what I did. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm seeing is as time progresses, things just start to improve. So we don't want to be in a position where we just so in our head constantly thinking about what it is that we're going to do or want to do to the point where we don't do it. Listen, start doing more. What you do is literally going to produce what it is you want. Not what we think. The thinking is the beginning, obviously. But when we think about the shit, then it's time to start doing it. And when we start doing, then that's where the fruit comes in and from your labor, that's when you start to receive the fruit. So guys, I'm telling y'all, man, I can relate to you if you can relate to this one. If you just feel like you're just thinking a lot, but you're not doing what's necessary. You may be thinking yourself out of doing shit. So my biggest thing is when I find myself thinking about what it is I want to do, I immediately stop. Oh, no. When I start thinking myself about what I want to do and then I start to feel discouraged, I stop thinking. And I literally be like, all right, bet I'm going to just start with whatever I have right now and go from there. So that's the biggest thing I can tell y'all, man, for real. But yeah. That,
Oh, I think that's how a lot of things need to start. You start with what you have. You got to play with the cards you're dealt, and just see how it goes. You know, like a game of Uno, you can get the shittiest hand, but if you stick in there, maybe you get that draw four, slamming on somebody.
Yeah, fucking break the table, like, wow. All right. So we're gonna go to the next one, guys. And this is definitely a big one too. Kind of still relates to the first one that we went over, but you're just too much in a hurry. Like you are too much in a hurry to accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish, or to accomplish this goal or this New Year's resolution. You're just too much in a hurry. Yo, Tony, what's your views on that and perspective on how that could, cause somebody to stumble in their New Year's resolution?
Much like what we said at the beginning, we are creatures of habit. So we have to learn how to basically modify our behavior in order to change our goals. Because right now we're probably comfortable in what we think is correct in our process, whatever our daily process is. So now all of a sudden, hey, I want to go to the gym. You're going to have to get uncomfortable because that's a change. And also on the same note, that's why a lot of people just do that bare minimum thing that does not dramatically affect their whole gym process. They'll start drinking some lemon water. They will eat egg white delights. They'll do some just non-aggressive, non-dramatic change stuff, and then they end up basically staying where they are. And I agree with the baby step concept, but you got to take a full 30-inch step. You got to move in this direction.
Yeah, man, I totally agree with that, man. When you half step or when you haphazardly do stuff, you're gonna have haphazard results. Like, when you take the little baby, when you do just a portion of something, you're gonna get a portion of results. So I totally agree with that. But definitely in a sense of like just being so in a hurry to accomplish it, you end up fucking yourself up. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all. Like, I think that's the reason why a lot of people tend to fail their New Year's resolution. Like, when we move in these types of ways, we end up fucking ourselves up. Like Will Smith say, I like this one thing that Will Smith said when he was talking about people like failing and shit, or messing up on whatever their goals are, whatever they're trying to do. He said, so pretty much, when you do these things, when you say you're supposed to stick to a diet so that you can reach a goal, when you decide to step away from that diet, you're literally kicking yourself in the balls. Like, you kicking yourself in the genitals. And he was like, so you really gonna kick yourself in the balls? Like, are you legitimately just gonna punch yourself in the balls? Like, and essentially that's what we end up doing in these situations and scenarios. It's like, don't nobody else really be messing us up. It'd be us that mess ourselves up. So when we're so in a hurry to do this and do that, we end up messing ourselves up. Just like I was saying earlier about my goal of making 10 grand a month. I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it right away. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to hurry up and do it. I wanted that month. I wanted to be able to boom. And I think I was so in a hurry and so hasty to do it that I really fucked myself up, and I started missing things that I could have been utilizing to do it. My mind was so focused on the destination rather than the actual process. And yeah, it caused me to stumble.
I see what you're saying there, because yes, I was just talking about the discomfort factor. Maybe we get into we try to go balls to the wall into it too hard, and it causes so much discomfort, so much of a dramatic change, that we just back away from it. So that's why we have to take that full 30-inch step. Yes, you're going to get that little uncomfort, but it's enough where you could come back and do it again.
Exactly. Yeah. It needs to be a very steady pace in terms of it, because think about it. Like, nobody really can handle a whole bunch of uncomfort at one time, like, in all honesty. So whatever it is that we're trying to do, we should always do it incrementally and take our time. You know what I'm saying? And we could talk about any goal. Y'all want to talk about losing weight right now? That is going to be the best approach. If y'all want to lose weight, you need to do it in increments and have your goals set up on a weekly basis. And if you want to get down 20 plus pounds, you need to break that shit down. You need to be doing it at least for anywhere from 14 to 16 weeks. And if you can go a little further, the further the better, you know? But yeah. I like, even me being a personal trainer, me working with people, I noticed that people get the best results when we stretch their plan out a little longer. Cause I'll get some people that'll hit me up. They're like, yeah, man, yo, Kev, man, I want to come down 30 pounds in 8 weeks. And I'm like, okay. So we could do that, but you do understand that you're gonna have to lose anywhere from 3 to 4 pounds a week, right? You do understand that you're gonna have to lose anywhere from, about 3 to 4, 3.5. And I let them know, I'm like, hey man, that's pretty intense. You don't want to put too much uncomfort on yourself to the point where you just get overwhelmed. Then you gonna just say, fuck the whole thing. And that's essentially what I mean. It's best too for us to not like be in such a hurry to reach these goals, but rather say, okay, I want to play the longevity game. I want to slow this shit down so I could really stay adhering to this. Like, so I can be adherent to this shit. So, you know, that's the biggest, I think that's probably one of the biggest gems that we could pass y'all today. Like, if you want to do this New Year's resolution, don't make your goal February the 15th. You see what I'm saying? Like, you start January 1st, don't make, all right, I'm going to reach this February 1st. Man, stretch that thing out. Give yourself a solid 3, 4, 5 months if need be, just to raise your adherence and give you the chance to really stick to your goal. All right, guys. So we're going to definitely dig into the rest of the bullet points here, but definitely got a powerful video from our sponsor, Superhuman Labs Supplements. It's a review. It's a review from a long-term customer who's been taking Virility, Maximal Libido for 10 plus months. And he just wants to discuss, he pretty much wanted to discuss the long-term benefits that he's had from taking Virility and Maximal Libido. So we're going to share his review. And I also got a powerful gift for y'all. Got a dope gift for y'all too, in terms of a promo code to help y'all save some money if you decide to go get Maximal Libido, Virility, and all that good stuff. So we're going to go ahead and play this man's review of taking these powerful supplements for 10 plus months. All right, let's get it.
All right, what's up, everyone? Yeah, hoping everyone's having a good Christmas. I wish everyone all the best. God bless. This is just a quick follow-up testimony from the one I made about 10 months ago in February for Virility. So I've been taking Virility for 10 months now. And yeah, so the first video I was talking about, the short-term benefits that I was getting. And yeah, so now I'm gonna delve more into like how I've been feeling since. And yeah, man, it's been good. It's like really pumping up your sex drive. I already had a pretty good one anyway before, but like now it's just like a bit much at times, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm not complaining, to be fair. I had a break from the gym for a little bit. I had like COVID for a month. For 1 week, then tested negative. But I didn't go to the gym for a month. Not jabbed or anything, but even taking Virility, because it's got zinc in and stuff, and multivitamins, I felt that helped me get through it quite quickly. Made a full recovery. Feel better than ever, to be honest with you. So since Monday, I've been going to the gym every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, full body workout to get back into it, get the gains back quickly. Obviously not today on Christmas Day, gave that a miss, and I gave it a miss Christmas Eve yesterday. I just did 4 days in a row, full body, and yeah, I had super energy, just went non-stop. Did legs, like squats, deadlifts, bench press, overhead press, even all the little accessory isolation movements and stuff like that. But yeah, so yeah, that helped me get through it. It gave me a ton of energy for that. And yeah, long-term effects. Generally, I only because of my like working pattern and stuff, I only get about 6 hours sleep per night. But I still feel buzzing. Like every morning I wake up, I often wake up early, like about 6 in the morning. I wake up, I'm like kind of like horny and stuff. I don't know. You can't go to sleep after that. Yeah, it's been really good. Take it Virility about 3 capsules a day. 2 on some days, depending if I'm meeting a girl or something. I'll take maximum libido, which really good.
All right, y'all. So that's Dom from the UK, man. That's my man Dom from the UK. He's like, as y'all heard what he said, man, he's just been experiencing good benefits long-term, taking Virility and maximum libido. And, I have it right here, guys, just to show y'all what it looks like. I know the camera's a bit blurry, but yeah, man, it's a powerful product. And we also have maximum libido as well, but this is Virility here. Awesome product, man. It's amazing. I take it, you know what I'm saying? It's just powerful. But yeah, if you guys are interested in those products.
Is that the secret to your awesome beards?
Hey, you know what's funny? Yo, Tony, let me tell you, it's so funny that you said that. Because he said something about it. I got another review where another guy said, man, I was taking Virility and my beard started coming in. It might be, I don't never really sell it with that selling point, but because man, I could play another one right now, bro. I could play another review right now, and he was actually talking about how his beard was growing in thicker. He was like, yo.
Very well.
Maybe. I will say Dom did have a pretty thick beard before that, but as you can see, his shit is way thicker now, though. You know what I'm saying? So. But anyway, yeah, man, it's an awesome product, guys. And, if y'all are interested in getting the products, man, it's superhumanlabs.store, bro. And you can actually save 10% if you use promo code superhumanlabs10. Superhumanlabs10. And you guys can see that below. Superhumanlabs.store, superhumanlabs10. And, man, start getting these powerful, masculine virility gains. You know what I'm saying? Boost that testosterone naturally. And kill it, man. Straight up. You want to embrace that masculinity? Get you some virility, man. Oh, that shit rhymed. Oh shit. That actually rhymed. Okay. But anyway, yeah, man. So we're gonna get back to it, but yeah, man, I love those products, and I'm just excited for everything else we're gonna be releasing, man. It's gonna be dope. I'm gonna start doing more videos on my Instagram, on our Instagram. And Tony, I'm definitely gonna be shooting you some stuff to try out, bro, and probably be shooting some stuff out to other people as well. But yeah, it's gonna be lit, man. I'm excited this year with Superhuman Labs. We're gonna try to really get that out there and put it on the map this year for sure. But all right, so we're gonna go to the next one. All right. Now, here's another thing. That's probably the reason why you may end up failing your New Year's resolution, and it's that you're not enjoying, and you don't enjoy the process. You're not enjoying, and you don't enjoy the process to reach this New Year's resolution. Yo, Tony, what's your perspective on that, bro? And how could that really affect their progress or their achievement of their goals?
Well, yes, as in not enjoying something will basically turn you away from it. It'll be a deterrent. However, that short-term uncomfortable is going to get you that long-term benefit. It's kind of like the same concept when you have a 9 to 5. Yeah, you got to get up, you got to listen to your boss tell you what to do and do your job. But if you do it long enough, what happens? You get yourself a nice little bankroll. So it's like, yes, because if you're not enjoying it, and maybe you have to do some mental gymnastics or find some way to make it enjoyable. They got different diet things and the ways to make it little artificial sweeteners or whatever you want to call it. Maybe these little baby steps will help it make it enjoyable. I don't know. I come from the mindset of you got to embrace the suck. That's my mindset. You already know it's going to be uncomfortable.
I like that shit.
Yeah, you already know it's going to be uncomfortable because it's something that you're not used to. It's something that you're going to have to change. You're going to have to make time for it, spend money, the whole shebang. So you got to get that in your head. Like, yep, I'm in it, and that commitment to it is going to benefit it, rather than doing something that if you were enjoying it, you would already be doing it. You know, if everybody could just pop open a can of spinach and have Popeye's superhuman strength, they would do it because it's easy. So that's the beauty. Now that's the real beauty about a lot of these things to grow and develop. You have to study more hours at college. You have to drink more water to stay hydrated and pass that kidney stone. There's a lot of things that we have to do that's going to make you uncomfortable, but it's going to benefit you in the long term. So I don't know. You just got to get over that fact of making it comfortable. Ew, it tastes so bad. I don't want it. You pacify something, bitch. Stop being a bitch and eat that shit.
Facts. Put that shit in your mouth, damn it. Eat the cake, anime. Shit. But you know, turn on your ass. Eat that motherfucking cake. Nah. But yeah, nah. You know, like, nah, real talk though, like, you know, that's one of the things that we have power to do, and that's to make things enjoyable. You know, if you have to start, you know, restricting your calories, or if you got to turn away from eating, say, the Debbie cakes, the Debbie snacks, all that type of shit, there's so many different alternatives. There's so many different ways that you can make things more palatable to you, and it'll also go in line with the goals. But the biggest thing, though, I can honestly say that I understand. Like, I had to really build a relationship with the process. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it does take a little time. Sometimes you have to really try to build a relationship with the process and, you know, evaluate yourself and evaluate what's necessary of you, you know, what's required of you to, like, really achieve this damn goal, achieve these goals. And you got to really line it up and be like, all right, bet. You know, when it comes to training or working out, what do I like to do? You know, these type of things that I tell my clients. I'm like, okay, first thing I want to know is, what do you like to do? Like, whenever I get a client, I'm like, all right, what type of training do you like? What's fun to you when it comes to training? Some people say, oh, I really like jogging. It's a stress reliever. Some people say, oh, you know, I like to lift weights. It's an awesome thing for me to put my aggression in or my stress into. Some people say, you know, I really like to do TRX, you know what I'm saying? And like doing different moves with the TRX ropes and shit like that. And that's going to be your best bet. You know, try to find things that you enjoy in line with whatever's required of you to reach the goal you want to reach. That's the biggest thing I can say. Because that's going to help you appreciate the process more, and you're going to enjoy it more. Like, you're going to enjoy it. Then you'll realize, like, oh shit, all these things that I'm doing, I actually like it, and I'm getting results, and I'm, you know, getting closer to my goal. That's it. Like, I like how Tony said, you know, you have to figure out a way to, like, trick your mind. You got to kind of do like this mind manipulation thing to make your mind think that you're actually in a straight position, and that, you know, you're not in a unfavorable or uncomfortable position. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the reason why a lot of people fail. I know me personally, like, that was one of my biggest reasons why I would fail, because I'd be so focused on the shit that I didn't like, or the shit that was uncomfortable to me. So I took the very like the very hard approach, and in my mind, I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna force myself to like this shit, you know. Like, I'm gonna force, like, oh, you don't like it, motherfucker? Well, you ain't got no other choice. That's how I started talking to myself. I was like, I'm gonna force myself to like these squats. I'm gonna force myself to like these damn deadlifts. And shit, I started liking the shit. So yeah, that's the best thing I could say, y'all. Like, just dig deep into yourself and who you are, and really Like, think about what it is that you like when it comes to the specific goals you want to reach, and try to fit it in. If you like sweet shit, all right, find some natural sweet shit, and mix. Yeah, mix that in, mix that in the equation. Mix the sweet shit in the equation. If you like honey, shit, mix some honey in the equation. If you like to eat pizza and shit, figure out how you can make a caloric-friendly, healthy pizza. I mean, it's options out there, man. I'm telling you. All you gotta do is get on Google. That was my best fucking friend, man. I'm telling you. Because I started to discover things I could utilize to help me like the process better. Like, what are some alternatives? What's a caloric-friendly pizza? How can I make it healthy? How can I make some of this shit at home? And my last cut last year, the year before last, I think, or was it last year? I can't fucking remember. But yeah, my cut the year before last was amazing because I just figured out ways to make it enjoyable. So that's a big one. That's a huge one. All right, so here's another one. Here's a big one. Huge one, actually. The reason why you guys are probably failing or end up failing in your New Year's resolution is because you're not tracking your progress. You're not tracking your progress. This is, man, I could relate, but it ain't my turn. It's Tony's turn. I'm going to let Tony dig deep in it, but, tracking your progress is the reason why. Tony, help them understand or give you a perspective on how not tracking your progress could really cause you to fail what it is you're trying to achieve.
I'm not a big tracker per se, but I understand how seeing that plan, taking that time to write it down and follow through is a useful tool for a lot of people. So when it comes to tracking your process, okay, if you're trying to do something new, that visual aid right there could be a useful tool for you. Okay, you write down 7 o'clock, time to get up. 7:30, have your breakfast. 8 o'clock, do the little stretch, and that is, it's just a visual aid to track it. So that way you got this physical form of a schedule and what you need to do to help you move along throughout the day. Like back in the day when I was at school, I was always being stubborn about turning in my homework. So we basically locked on a system where the teacher, I would have to write out the homework assignment, the teacher would have to sign it, then my mother would have to sign it. And then basically she's making sure that I get that part of the thing done. So that actually helped it. And then I just moved on with it. I just kept on making little notes about, okay, this is what I got to do here. This is due this date. So that tracking system does help. It's a visual aid to help you keep on that system, but you have to commit to it because there it is. You write it down, I follow it.
Yeah, and I could definitely see how that helped you. And just like, I mean, I'm a firm believer in this, and it took time for me to realize it. Like, if I compared time when I wasn't tracking to time when I was tracking, I was so much more successful, like with whatever it is I was trying to do. And I honestly think that the reason why people tend to be more successful when they track is because they can actually, gauge where they are and where they stand. So then they can figure out where they need to be. Like, it gives us more information and more ammo to be like, all right, bet. So this is where I am right now. First of all, when we track, that's how we figure out where we are. That's some very important information if we're trying to get somewhere. It's like, all right, how am I going to get there if I don't even know where the fuck I'm at right now? Like, so I had to realize that. And once I started tracking, like, all right, I'll give y'all a good example. When I started tracking my meals, right? I started using MyFitnessPal. And I was so, like, I still be astonished by this shit to this day. But I just tripped off of, like, how much food I was eating, like, how much of each nutrient I was eating a day. Like, this is all shit that I had no clue about. I had no idea how much cholesterol I was eating a day, how much iron I was eating a day, how much potassium, how much sodium, how much vitamin C. I had no idea how much of this shit I was eating a day. So I started tracking. And I'm going through MyFitnessPal and I looked at the nutrient tab and I'm like, oh shit. okay, now I can understand how much I'm getting a day, and I can know if I'm deficient in things or, if I'm eating enough. Like just having that type of knowledge right there is so arming for success, because you now know what you need or what you lack, or what you need or what you don't need. So like that alone helped me out in so many different ways. I was able to really understand my body. I know how much food I need to do certain things. If I want to start losing, I already know where I need to go. If I want to start gaining, it's just powerful info. So I feel like when we don't track, we don't really know where the hell we are, and it's hard to get to where we want to go. We might get somewhere now. Don't get me wrong. Like, and everybody's not meticulous. Like I know a lot of people who don't track, and they get great results. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's not like that, and everybody's not built like that. Like I'm gonna keep it 1,000. Like when it comes to food, I definitely need to track just so I can understand where I'm at. But some people, I know people. I literally know people. I know trainers who they like, yo, I just already know how much I need to eat. There's nothing wrong with that, but I do believe in most areas concerning goals and what we want to achieve in life, if we could track our progress and know where we are, it'll help us get to where we're going. If we could track our progress every day, every week, every month, then we could really see what we're doing, what direction we're going, and we could know if we're going in the right fucking direction. You know what I'm saying? We could know if we're headed in the right direction. So, yeah, I think that's a big one, and I think that's why a lot of people end up failing, because they're not like tracking their progress. They don't know where they are, and they don't know where the fuck they're going. It's like they blindfolded. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And that goes for everything, workouts, even with strength progress, you know what I'm saying? Just really tracking my strength. I did it for these last 3 weeks, and I tracked it the whole 3 weeks. And I'm like, oh shit. Okay. So I went up this amount of pounds this week. Okay. I went up that amount of pounds. I was able to see what I was doing that was right and wrong. It's good information to have. I think it's real good to track things and track your progress with whatever you're doing, because it arms you more with more, information and shit that'll help you succeed. So yeah, that's a big one, man. Definitely a big one right there. Man, we got some people in here in the building. Okay, we got Sharon Constable back in the building. She said, hello guys. Salute Sharon Constable. Yeah, I don't think we seen you last week. I was thinking about you. I was like, I wonder how Sharon's doing. We ain't see her this week. But it's good that you're here now. We're glad to have you. So yeah. All right. So we're gonna dig deep and move on to the next one. Now, this is a big one too. I know some people kind of don't want to have to depend on this, but in actuality, it could really, really help you out a lot, and it could really help you succeed more. But one of the reasons why you may stumble in your New Year's resolution is simply because, you have no social support. Like you don't have social support or people cheering you on, being supportive. Being supportive. Support is a big deal, yo. Like support is a very, very big deal, and it can really, really change the trajectory of somebody's success if they have the right kind of support. So, Tony, what do you think about this? What's your perspective on social support or just having that support?
Social support. It sounds nice. Maybe I'm too pig-headed, but me, I don't know. I'm a solo act on a lot of things. So if it's something I'm going to do, when I have to work with people, I just want to make sure they're doing the task rather than I need you there. So you see what I'm saying? I don't try to put the dependency on, oh, you're cheering me on. Now, don't get me wrong. In my workplace, in my particular area, I'm slinging down there. The people I work with, they give me kudos and pats on the back. That does motivate me, and I'm working. I just like to work harder. So I understand how that little thumbs up every now and then gets you a little motivated. But you have to understand, in my opinion, that you have to understand why you are there, and you cannot be dependent on someone else. It's good to have that pat on the back. It's good. But you can't forget your purpose of why you're there. And I think that's also like the weird marketing strategy of Planet Fitness. because they appeal to the people who they label the gym, oh, a bunch of wonks and a bunch of weirdos who just pump iron and grunt at people. And the people who are intimidated by that, they end up going to Planet Fitness because it's like they're afraid that the people there are scary. And every gym I've been into, I don't know why, but it's like it's not a scary environment for me. I go in the gym, I freaking buddy up with some people. I'm over there pumping iron, and I try to motivate everybody to do the same thing. So I don't know, if you're in the gym with me, I'll help motivate you, but also don't expect you to be there to hold your hand. I'll point you in the right direction, and then I expect you to walk it.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. I think support is definitely not something that you should depend on, especially men, like us as men. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely not something to be dependent upon, but I think that we should appreciate support. You know, I think we should appreciate social support because it is very powerful. So yeah, we don't want to view it like, oh, I need this in order to succeed, because guess what? Sometimes you just ain't gonna have nobody to support you. Like, motherfuckers just ain't gonna support you. It just is what it is for their own like neurotic individual reasons. Like, motherfuckers will just not support you. Like, and I've experienced that and I've been through that. But you know, a lot of the times, like, especially for people like me, you know what I'm saying, who may have grew up, and that was one thing that they really, really lacked, you know what I'm saying, in their childhood, was support from the people who really matter the most. You know what I'm saying? As a child, you know what I'm saying, it does change your view and your belief concerning support. So for a long time, I kind of slightly battled with that. You know what I'm saying? I kind of battled with feeling like I needed support, external support or external validation in order for me to do things. And it took a long time for me to realize that, you know, that was just a childhood griping that I still was dealing with in my adulthood. You know what I'm saying? And I really don't need it. So when I say that, when I speak on that, I want you guys to understand, accept the fact that you don't need it, but don't be like negligent to a point where you don't, you know, accept the power and why you should be appreciative of social support, because it's very powerful, man. When you, that good energy, when you got people around you that spreading good energy and, you know, giving you good energy and you receiving it, that shit is powerful. It's a real power that we all have as people, good and bad. Unfortunately, bad, you know what I'm saying? But it's all power. So, you know, just understanding the value of that, valuing it, that's the best thing I could say. Understanding the value in social support is very good because it can really, really help you. So, yeah, that's definitely a big deal. But yeah, guys, look, whatever your New Year's resolution is, man, I want y'all to know, man, you could definitely do it. And if you have that spark inside of you, that spark is inside of you for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I honestly believe that whenever we have feelings or things that we want to do, or we start to feel our imagination like peaking in some of these things and we get excited, I believe that that's God telling us what we're already capable of. I believe that he places and sparks those ideas in us, right, to let us know who we are. Because sometimes, you know, like I said, some of us deal with not really knowing fully who we are. Everybody go through that. I mean, it's a part of life. It's a part of the journey in life. We're all learning ourselves and growing more. But the biggest thing I want to point out to y'all, man, is if you got ideas inside of you and you feel excited, you feel good energy, that's what we have to focus on. We can't focus on what anybody else think, because you're going to have doubters. You're going to have people that's negative. You're going to have all that shit around you. But at the end of the day, like I said in the beginning of this podcast, what matters the most is what you believe, what we believe, because we're the ones who got to do whatever the hell it is that we got to do to achieve this thing. The biggest mistake I used to make was going to everybody else about things I was excited about, going to my wife about things I was excited about, telling everybody my dreams. And, you know, I just would feel a bit discouraged because a lot of the times I wouldn't get the same type of feedback back that I was giving about it. Kind of expecting for people to be as excited and as hyped up as I am. And then when not receiving that, or when I didn't receive that, it kind of made me feel like, oh, damn, well, shit. Is this legit? And and that's when I felt God really come to me and grip me up and tell me, like, Kevin, you understand that I told you this. I placed this in you. Don't go looking to other people concerning this. I put this in you. And I see it as something that you're capable of, and I want you to pursue it. You don't need to go to anybody else. You don't need anybody's validation. You don't need anybody to agree. You don't need everybody to give you approval and be like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. No. You already feel that inside of you. I want that to be the fire. I want you to follow that fire. Nice. And that's the thing that I pass on to people who's watching, man. If y'all deal with that in any way, shape, or form, you don't have to go telling nobody about it. Just stick to it, grind, and when you achieve that thing, everybody's gonna see the shit. So there you go.
Make them mad.
But yeah, yeah, make them mad, make them jealous. Shit, make them punch their own self in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, damn, I was talking all that shit. Bow, punch themselves in the mouth. You know, it is what it is. You know, but yeah, man. But those are really some key things that I honestly believe in, thinking that we think, you know, could really cause you to stumble in your New Year's resolution. I want y'all to know, man, you can do it. You can achieve it. You're more than capable. And if you have that spark in you, that's a good enough sign. Go for it. Chase it, man. Do that shit. That's all you need is that spark inside of you. Yo, Tony, man, you got any last words, man, you want to share with the people, man, before we get up out of here?
Here's a little tip I like to throw at people when it comes to do your resolutions in the gym. You want to start that big old January crowd. Pay for your gym membership the full year. This way, you don't give yourself an easy out. A lot of people do that. You set a plan, but you're already ready to back up out of it. So that's my little tip. When you go to a gym and you're ready to start the gym, you pay for the full year. None of the monthly things. Pay the full year, and that way you have no excuse. You got 365 days from that point to make it happen. And if it doesn't happen, it is on you. You can't use the excuse of, oh, I gotta move, or I can't afford it this month. No, you pay for it. 365. You do something. That's just my little 2 cents.
Man, that's a powerful point, man. And you know, another thing too that I feel like that points out is you know, it's a marathon. So if you look at your fitness journey as something longer than just, say, you know, a month, go ahead and pay for the whole damn year. While you at it, go ahead and get you a personal trainer to add more accountability. Now you got it. Now you done paid a whole 6 months or a whole year for personal training with somebody. Now you really got to show up. Now you lose your paper, you lose your money. So that was a powerful point right there, Tony. But yeah, I feel like that's a great way to end it off, man. And honestly, like I said, guys, just focus and don't give up, and just stay sparked in that thing that makes you feel happy. You know, if you got a good support system around you and you got positive people around you, go ahead and you know, you can share it. But if not, keep that shit to yourself, man, and just get focused and grind and do what it is that you got to do to achieve what it is that you want to achieve, guys. So y'all know every episode I finish off with this, man. Every man is a king of his own world, all right? Embrace your masculinity. Embrace this. You mother, come here. Embrace. Embrace that masculinity and build your kingdom's kings. Salute.